Welcome, one and all, to another wonderful episode of Joey.
The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout.
What is this all
Down
about?
came the rain and washed the spider out. It's a song.
Yeah, well, I recognize it. It's like
Where do you
it's
recognize it from?
it's like a what is it, nursery rhyme or
Yeah,
what have you?
yeah. Song we all learned as kids.
Yeah,
I don't know. Is there a Korean version of this song? Let me know.
fair, fair.
Well, you might be able to guess what we're talking about today.
Spiders,
It's spiders.
spiders,
It's spiders. Yeah.
spiders.
Hate to break it to you, man.
I don't like spiders.
No? Why
No,
not?
not at all.
What about them do you not like?
There's I could go on for ages about why I don't like spiders, but I can sum it up in a single sentence. To quote a very wise man, I don't like spiders because they look like demons, they move like automatons, and they're universally associated with death, pestilence, and decay.
Yeah, I mean that's one way of putting it. So you don't like them, but would you say you're afraid of them?
That's a bit more complicated. For example, if I was to watch a documentary, like there's a lot of nature documentaries,
Hmm.
right? And if I was to watch a nature documentary about spiders, I wouldn't be like terrified, cowering in the
Right.
corner.
It's not like a horror movie, right?
Yeah. But like, if there's an actual spider in my home
Hmm.
and it's bigger than maybe like my pinky fingernail, yeah, I'm gonna be a little afraid.
Right. Okay. See, I used to love spiders as a kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember in elementary school I was with one friend and we kind of had like a pet spider. So what we would do is we found this spider web that had a really big spider on it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I think we named it Wolf, something like that. I don't know why, because it's a spider and not a wolf, but
Well,
that's what we
aren't
called it.
there are wolf
Oh,
spiders?
maybe that's why. I don't remember.
I hope it wasn't a wolf spider. I'm pretty sure those are like very dangerous
Oh,
ones.
I doubt it was. It wasn't that big, but anyways, we really liked this spider. So what we would do is we would go into the field
Yeah.
and catch grasshoppers, and then we would throw it onto its web so that it could so that we could watch it like wrap the grasshopper up in like its web and then eat it. It was kind of cruel, but
Yeah, I was gonna say that's at least like I get it, like they're bugs,
mhm,
but on the other hand, that's just kind of evil in one sense.
in nature, you know?
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, one way or another, some bug was gonna get into the web. You
yeah,
just kind of
exactly.
hasten the
Yeah,
process.
but it was, I mean, we were just fascinated to watch it happen, right?
Yeah,
Especially the idea that such a small thing can make a big web, and
yeah,
it was neat, right?
like the thing about spiders is like I don't think I have like very significant arachnophobia, which is like an irrational fear of
Hmm.
spiders. I do admit I have some arachnophobia
Hmm.
because, well, here where we live, there aren't really any dangerous spiders.
Right.
So there's no good reason for me to actually
Yeah.
be afraid of them. But that doesn't stop me from being afraid of them.
Hmm.
It's like the thing about spiders is I can admire them in some ways. Like they are, I'd argue, like the way they're designed is very interesting. And the fact that they can produce webs out of like silk is really cool
Right.
because I
Yeah.
mean like silk is, if you were to take a string of steel that was
Hmm.
the same width as like a string of silk, the silk would be stronger than steel.
Oh yeah.
And that's really impressive.
Hmm.
But at the same time, I also don't like the webs because you know what happens when there are spider webs? They're
You get them in your hair.
Yep. Usually the spider webs are barely visible, which means let's say I want to take a nice relaxing hike in the middle of the woods. I'm running into a spider web, and that means now there's a spider on me, and now I get to panic.
Right. But actually, one cool thing about spider webs Is there one of the smallest things that the human eye can see without like a microscope or something like that? Like they're
Oh,
really,
really?
really small. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know
Um,
that.
yeah, but I guess we're talking about fear of spiders, not what's cool about them.
I mean, there's like that's the problem I have with spiders.
It's a love-hate
They
relationship.
are very cool. I have to
Yeah.
admit it. I'm just terrified of them.
Yeah, no, I get that. And I'd say like as I got older, I didn't become scared of them, but I became more anxious around them, I would say.
Yeah.
Um, and again, where we live, there's not really any dangerous spiders, but in
Hmm.
places like Australia, I mean,
Us.
Australia is like the hell of spiders. That's where all the
Yeah.
bad spiders
Well,
are.
Australia, if I'm not mistaken, has the most dangerous spider of all
Hmm.
time, and I think that's the Sydney funnel web spider. And
Okay.
those are like most of the spiders that you'll find here in Canada
Hmm.
will be like maybe yay big,
Yeah,
probably no bigger than like
that.
certain coins.
Yeah.
The Sydney funnel web spider is like around the size of a small tarantula, if I'm not
Hmm.
mistaken. So it's like
Yeah,
size of
yeah,
your
it's the
hand,
big
basically.
spiders, yeah.
And that's I really don't like the problem I have is I dislike smaller spiders for completely different reasons than I dislike the bigger ones.
Namely?
The bigger ones I don't like because they're too hairy. It's a weird it's weird. They look too bulky, like they almost look way more durable than they should
Mm,
be. And in addition to that, the bigger spiders usually have very big fangs.
yeah.
And that's something that's like, well, even for most people who aren't afraid of spiders, when you see really big, sharp things on an animal that is very aggressive,
Yeah,
that's how a lot of people get afraid.
yeah. But
So
why are you afraid of the small spiders then?
I'm afraid of the smaller spiders because smaller spiders are way faster
Yeah,
than they should
yeah,
be.
the speed is kind of scary, right? It's
It's
unpredictable almost, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
like that. The problem I have with the smaller spiders is they're super fast. Like they'll be like that kind of speed, and I don't know if they're gonna rush towards me or not.
Right.
And I don't know if I'm prepared for that when they rush at me.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, it's that unpredictability that makes you anxious in the situation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to mention this is more just anatomy wise why they might be weird. They look way too skinny. Like their legs are I told you how with the big spiders they look really bulky,
Hmm.
really durable. Smaller spiders, their legs are so skinny, so it makes me like confused as to how they can run as fast as they do
Hmm.
with legs that are, barely the width of like a toothpick.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. I guess they have pretty light bodies,
Yeah,
but
that's
yeah.
fair.
Well, everyone, are you afraid of spiders, or do you really like them? And what's your reason for being afraid or liking them? Or maybe you're like me, you're kind of in the middle. You're not afraid of them, but you're a little anxious around them. Yeah, let us know, and we will see you in the next episode. Keep practicing. You got this.
See y'all.